one of our Holiday STREAMFEST programs and you have any questions, also online you may find a resource book, A Flurry of Science and Family Fun. And each activity that we've done is in here with instructions and supply lists all the way through, from pink snow to star watching and kindness countdowns. All of our activities are in this booklet, and that's available online, or you can pick up a physical copy here at the Children's Museum throughout the holiday season. So thanks again for joining us for Holiday STREAMFEST. Hello everyone. Welcome to another edition of Holiday STREAMFEST, and today we're working with food. You know, food is such a great part of the holiday season. Some of my wonderful, bestest holiday memories are about food. So we're going to put some projects together that you can do with your whole family, and maybe give as gifts, maybe eat as snacks. Just a lot of holiday fun with food. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is s'mores in a jar. So I have a couple of jars, and this is something that you can either, put in a jar and eat it for a snack later, or a kid-size snack bag and use it for that later, maybe for a movie night. Or you could put it in a jar and give it to somebody as a gift. It's something that your kids can do, and then give it to somebody like grandma or an uncle or somebody like that. So what you need is some jars and some Golden Graham cereal and some holiday M&Ms and some mini marshmallows, and it's super, super easy. So the first thing that you do, you need a big bowl too, and kids can just have fun scooping and pouring. So we're going to start with a whole bunch of Golden Graham cereal. Put about a half a bowl in there. Or if you're making a whole lot, you can put the whole box in there and just put the whole thing together. And of course, mini marshmallows, stick those in there. And holiday M&Ms, and it looks really festive. So you want to stir them all together. So now that you've poured everything inside the bowl, you can let the kids stir it up until it looks really great. Festive white and green and red. And I think I'm going to put just a few more holiday M&Ms in there. It's my favorite part of this anyway. There we go. So it looks really festive. And then your kids can practice scooping into a jar. Or if you're making mini ones in a small bag, just scoop and fill each jar, just like this. Get all of those in there, and ta-da! Looks really great. Put on the lid. This is a peanut butter jar, so it's unbreakable. Empty peanut butter jar, and there you have s'mores in a jar, and you can give your kids a little assignment of decorating that jar up. You could decorate it up with stickers. You could do all kinds of things with ribbon, tie it on, and you could either eat it later or give it as a holiday gift. And it's an easy project, especially with really young kids. They can do all this stuff, and they'll have a lot of fun decorating the jar to make it really look like a present for someone. And there you go, s'mores in a jar. Fun, easy project to do. Okay, so our next one is going to be a holiday smoothie. And I love this one because you can kind of pick and choose what you think your favorite ingredients would be. I'm going to set this aside and get out my blender. Okay, blender, blender, blender is what you need for this one. And this is kind of like a science experiment, I think, because you find out what you like and what you don't like, and you can kind of take a look at some ingredients and say, would I like this or not, and then taste it and just test out to see if you do. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to make a red smoothie. Red for the holidays. And so I had some frozen berries. I have some frozen raspberries, or if you had frozen strawberries or blueberries or anything like that, that would be frozen, that would be great. I have a banana. I have some Greek yogurt. have a little chocolate powder, and I have some almond milk, but you can use regular milk or whatever your family likes to use for milk. So I'm going to start by putting the milk in the blender, and we are going to use about 3/4 a cup. Or if you're making a whole bunch for the whole family, you can put in more. But anyway, about 3/4 a cup of my almond milk. Smoothies are such good nutrition. And there's a little bit of that. Okay, so now I'm going to put in my berries. And that's about a cup of berries, right? Okay, here we go. Whoa, that's going to be good. And I like bananas, and you can use frozen ones if you like, but I just happen to have a regular banana here today. And kind of chunk it up and stick it in there. Banana, banana, banana. That's going to be so good. Ooh, it smells wonderful. And banana in your blender. What am I missing? Oh, I got to do some Greek yogurt, right? Okay. So we'll put some of that in there. I'm going to use my spoon here. Oops. Okay, I always love making a mess. So, you know, this is vanilla flavored yogurt, so I think vanilla and raspberries, that's a good combination. There we go. And how about just a little bit of cocoa powder? Just a little bit. Spice it up a little bit. Make it a little chocolatey. Yum! Okay. That was a 1/2 teaspoon, by the way. Okay. So, are you ready? Let's see what this is going to turn out like. If you want your smoothies really, really cold and really, really thick and like a milkshake, put in some ice cubes. So we're going to put about 4 or 5 ice cubes in there. I have little ones and big ones. That looks good. And I'm going to blend it one more time. Crush up that ice, and it'll be really cold and really thick. Here we go. So frozen berries, frozen ice cubes, all kinds of good stuff. There we go. Oh boy. And I think it's done. Whoops. Ta-da. Great, nutritious, red holiday smoothie. So in our little booklet, we also put in some directions for a yellow, orange cream smoothie and a green smoothie with spinach and kale and avocado. So you can test out some of these smoothie recipes and see what you like. Have a good time with them. All right, good nutrition. I'm going to put my blender aside now, and we're going to get out the next activity, which is what's the holidays without cookies and cookie decorating? And I have a really fun and easy way for kids to do artwork and frost cookies at the same time. So I gotta get this blender over to the side. Whoops. Okay, so cookies, right? I need a bowl. You can do this with your own recipe of frosting, or there's one in the little book that we put together, or you can just use some commercial frosting. And you can bake cookies, and you have the cutout cookies with the shapes. Or today I just have some simple circles to work with, but it's going to be great. And we are going to make the frosting kind of watery. If that's what we're going to do first. Take the spoon, and I'm going to just do a little frosting at a time. And we're going to put in some milk to that frosting so it's kind of drippy. Stir, stir, stir. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Okay, I put just a few drips of milk in there. Okay, and I might, if you get it too drippy, you might have to put in more frosting. So do a little at a time. And kids can help by stirring this up. Stir, stir, stir. Oh yes, I am making a wonderful mess. Okay. Oh, that's just about right. Look at that. That is very drippy. Slightly thick and slightly drippy. Okay, that's just about right. Kind of thick, but kind of drippy. And that's just by adding milk to your frosting. Okay, so now the next thing that you do is you take gel food coloring. And I've got green, I've got red, I've got blue. And you can have the kids do this. Take the lid off and just squirt some lines. And here's where the art comes in. You can squirt some really cool lines. And don't mix this in. Just do the lines on the top. And there's the green. And of course you got to use red because it's the holidays. Here we go. And you just swirl all of those lines right across. And let's see, how about a little blue, of course. Oh, here's some lighter green. Let's do that. Okay, and purple. And so if you have a whole pack of these colors, you can use them all if you want. Okay, so now what you have is a bowl of drippy frosting with swirls in it. Lines and swirls. So then you take your cookies. And that's why it's so easy to do with kids. You don't have to frost with the knife. You just take your cookie, turn it upside down into your swirls. You press it and pick it up and twirl it. And ta-da! You got a swirl frosted cookie. And then you set it on your tray and let it dry. And you've got these really cool art swirl cookies. And they, whoops, they taste really good. You can make your own cutout shapes and swirl them like this in a bigger bowl probably. Or you can just do, I got vanilla wafers. Here we go. And there you have it. Swirly cookies. That's a good one. I like that one. Okay. Hold those two up to the camera. Ta-da! Swirl! Swirl frosting. Love it. Oh, and you know what? It tastes great. Well, our next food activity uses gumdrops. Gumdrops are a great holiday candy. And they're also great building materials. I have gumdrops. This is a very simple activity. I have gumdrops and I have toothpicks. And what can you build? They're also good if you're making a gingerbread house or something like that. They stick on, they look pretty. But what can you build? So let's start with shapes. Just challenge yourself with two. So what can you build with 3 gumdrops and a couple of toothpicks? 1 gumdrop, 2 gumdrops, 3 gumdrops. What kind of shape can I come up with? Can you guess? I'm going to stick that in there. And this is a great challenge for kids. It's a little bit of geometry. Okay, I got a triangle, 3 gumdrops. Okay, so now what happens if I keep adding gumdrops? What shapes do I get? Okay, so 1, 4. Let's see what happens. I have to pull this apart. 4 gumdrops. And now, what shape do I have? A square. So kids who are just learning shapes can do this, and kids who are challenging themselves to see what they can build and what will stick together can do this too. So now I've added a 5th gumdrop. Looks like a house to me. It's a pentagon. There's the roof and there's the rest. A pentagon. And let's go for a hexagon. Hexagons are kind of the shape of snowflakes. Snowflake crystals. There we go. Ta-ta-da. So you can keep on going and see what kind of shapes you can make. That's one thing you can do with gumdrops. You could challenge yourself to make a bridge. Maybe you have 2 blocks set up and see if you can make a whole chain of gumdrops going across. How can you make that bridge stronger? what kinds of things that you can do to make a bridge, just keep working with it. It's an engineering problem. So oops, I need this. So I'm going to see if I can make this long string into something stronger. Yes, I can. So I am going to pull that together and see if I can make a bridge. So here we go. And you could just do different shapes. So that's going to be starting to look more like a bridge trestle, I think. And then you can just use your whole box of gumdrops. Now that's pretty strong. Look at that. I like that. Okay, so another thing that you could do if you have a lot of gumdrops is try making a tower as tall as you can. So I pulled my bridge apart here. How tall can you build a tower without it collapsing? Now this is kind of fun. All of these are great engineering problems. And just keep on going. Well, so one level. Maybe I'll come up over here and do another level. Now I've got a triangle tower going here right now, but you could do a square too. That would work. And I just keep building. How tall can you get your tower before it crashes? What do you think? I don't know. And then of course, after it crashes, you get to eat it. That's the fun of working with gumdrops. They really taste great. What's your favorite color? Maybe it's green, maybe it's red. But there, I've got a tower going. I wonder how tall I could get. As tall as you, as tall as me, up to the table. So have fun with this and challenge yourself to build lots of different shapes. Maybe you could even build a Christmas tree out of gumdrops. Whatever you think. So that's a great math and geometry challenge. And our last food activity is fun for the whole family to do together. I have some fruits and vegetables. I have some tomatoes, I have a pepper, I have a cucumber, and carrots. Oh, and I'm going to need the toothpicks again. And a knife. So if little kids are involved, maybe the parents can help cut the vegetables and the kids can stick them together with the toothpicks. So I'm going to build a train, a veggie train. And so the first thing I'm going to do is kind of maybe a long piece for the engine. And I'm going to cut my cucumber in half and see if I can get, you could use a zucchini too if you had that. Any long vegetable. Okay, so there's the engine part, but I think I need a cab for the engine. So I am going to cut this out so it'll fit around the base a little bit and stick it in there with a toothpick. So this is a part where adults and kids can work together. Okay, so, that'll sit on there. Great. Is it starting to look, so I'm going to put a bunch of toothpicks in there so it will stay and not fall apart. Okay, so I'm going to stick that in there. Stick that together. Oops. There. Ta-da. Now, it needs just a little bit of character so it will look more like an engine. So I'm going to take this little bit of cucumber and slice it and put it on the top. I'm going to dig out some of that cucumber just so it'll rest. And then I'm going to, of course, attach it with toothpicks. There we go, right in the top of that cucumber. There. Now, my train engine needs some wheels. So carrots work really, really good for wheels. So let me slice up a few pieces of carrot for big wheels. Whoops. Aha, that didn't work. So this is where adults and bigger knives might come into play. See if you can get 4 wheels for your train. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I picked the hardest carrot in the world to cut. Don't you think? There we go. Wheel number 3. And wheel number 4. Now, if you put those wheels on the side, it looks like your train engine has wheels. Now, what's going to happen is carrots are really tough. So your toothpick is going to break. It won't go all the way through your carrot. So you can stick it right in there. 1 wheel. If I get them all in there, maybe this will stand up. What do you think? Okay, stick that in there and stick a wheel on the other side. There. Now I'm going to put on the front wheels the same way I did. And good. Okay, so this is a veggie steam engine, so it's going to have some stacks on the front part of the engine. So I'm going to use carrots for that as well. So that's too tall. So we're going to do a carrot steam engine. Is this starting to look like a little train? I hope so. So again, the carrots won't go through. And I think another point of that carrot can go right beside it. So I have a stack. Now, you can put windows. See, there we go. Sometimes it doesn't stay. There we go, a little train. Now you can put a window so the engineer can look out of your cucumber. I should have done this before, but I didn't think about it. By just carving out a little window. There you go. Da-da-da. And there's a little train engine. Now what you can do with your family is you can assign them each a different car. So maybe one of the kids can make the coal car. And so that's what I'm going to do right here. And I'm going to do a V shape so I can put some cargo in there. Of course, steam engines burn coal for the energy. So there's my next little car. And I'm going to use some tomatoes to make it look really cute for either cargo or coal. And stick a bunch of tomatoes in my little veggie train. This is turning out pretty cool. And your whole family can work on that. You can put anything you want in your car, whatever veggies you have around. And oh, I have some wheels left over from my carrots. So put a wheel on that. And there you go. There we go. So, oh, and I have a pepper. So you could use a pepper and cut that up and stick cargo in that too. Whatever veggies you happen to like to eat or have around your house, you can slice it up and make it part of your veggie train. So I cut off the top of my pepper. Whoa, look at all those seeds, I love it. And maybe this could be a car if I cut part of it out and put some wheels on it. I won't put all the wheels on right now because that kind of took a long time. But let's get some of those parts and pieces away. Here's my engine. Here's my coal car. Here's another car. And stick some of those in there for the cargo. And of course you'd put some wheels on it, whatever you're using for wheels. And ta-da, a veggie train that your whole family can work on it. Each one of the members of the family can work on a car. So we hope you have some fun with all of these wonderful food holiday-licious ideas. And join us again next time on Holiday STREAMFEST.